Let's see. What am I doing? Oh, give me one more minute.
Of course. Salsa time.
Okay, I'm going to stop now. And God, it's been a while since I did my live, so I'm kind of out of practice.
Oh, it's okay.
Hi, Ted.
Hey, Cathy.
How are you?
Great. I'm so glad you have me on your show. This is amazing. I'm so grateful. Appreciate it.
Pretty cool. Hi, Joyce. Yes, we are live. Taylor Hatch, hello. And oh, I see you're on too. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm like typing and I've got multi cameras. I'm like,
Why aren't I surprised?
I'm a modern Renaissance man of sorts. I'm
You are.
modern, but I also old fashioned.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ted Falcon. Ted has been on the show before, and but now he has a new recording out, and I'm going to show you on Spotify. Well, maybe I'll just show you. I think I'll show the JPEG of it because it's so cool. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Yes, hold on. I'm going to show so many things to do, Ted.
Yeah, it's busy. It's You're a modern woman, so you have to
There
screen
it
share.
is.
That's a nice cover. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, it's there's so many other things happening, but basically that is the cover. It's a really nice
Yeah.
cover.
I have like stuff too. It's easier just to show it to you. I
What's
could stick.
what is the significance of almost there?
Okay, so the story goes back to I lived in Brazil from 2008 to 2016. And what I realized about Brazilians is that they're when they say they're going to be someplace, you wouldn't always count on it to be punctual. So if I say, "Hey, I'm having rehearsal at 8," and by 8:20 you're calling the guitar player and say, "Hey, where are you?" He goes, "Tô chegando," and that to me means I'm almost there. But that piece of information, almost there, when a Brazilian says that, doesn't really tell you, is it going to be, is he pulling down my street right now, or is he like a couple minutes
You
away,
just leave
or
it.
maybe he hasn't left his house yet, and maybe he's like, all it means is I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. So I it's a very stretched out sense of punctuality, and we're very literal here, at least in California, about time. We're worried about being late, and even when they have Brazilian events in Los Angeles, they say 8 o'clock, but it starts at 10 o'clock. I mean, the whole thing is just kind of like, wait, hurry up and wait. And so I wrote the song as kind of a pun, a play on words, the Toshigando, and the music has this kind of funny violin line that just it sounds like Happy Trails to You. Ba da 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 da. It's kind of related to the Happy Trails. You're in a buggy and you're just going slow down the road.
So should I play that one?
Sure, it's the fourth one. Yeah.
Okay, almost there. Tu chegando?
Okay, so in Spanish it's estoy, estoy.
Yes.
Well, and in Portuguese it's estou, estou. And what happens is they, instead of saying esto, they just say do, like
Yeah,
doi, do.
yeah.
So they lose the es and it just becomes do, like I'm coming.
Oh,
Chegando means in In Spanish, llegando is like arriving, and same thing in Portuguese, but it's with ch, chegando. So tô chegando, and it means kind of like almost there. So I put both the titles, Portuguese and English.
Okay. Ooh, I have to work on my Portuguese now that I've taken Portuguese lessons. To, right?
So just
To,
say like your
to,
toe on your
to
yeah,
chegando. And that N is like this kind of silent one, right?
chegando,
Chegando.
uh, ando,
Ando.
chegando.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it.
it's not the quiet one, but it's the emphasized ando.
Yeah, that's a gerund. So ando means going, doing, gerund.
Okay.
I'm
Cool. Well,
arriving.
here it is. I'm arriving. Almost there.
Thank you. Look, I've got the book and I've got the music here.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's how in Spanish is estoy, S-T-O-Y. Well,
Sorry,
in Portuguese,
I can't hear you.
I got it.
Okay, we don't want to give it all away, but so yeah, so so I was at Brazil camp,
Oh yeah,
a week or two ago. Hi, TJ, nice to see you here. And yeah, it was Harvey Wineapple. He was
yeah.
speaking with Genga, about choros, and he was saying that in the old days, choros had real form, whatever it was, 13 bars, 16, A, B, C, C, A, whatever it was. And then he said, so in more recent years, it's really changed. It's it sounds like a choro, but it's not the same form necessarily. Is
Okay.
that what you're feeling too?
I'm pretty traditional, it's funny, like this is for me, these are 14 shoulders that I wrote over the
Uh-huh.
years, some songs, and I'm influenced by the traditions. The difference is that I'm a violin player and you usually don't have violin in the shoulder. So a lot of my songs have three parts. Um, Compositionally, I imitated a lot of the chord progressions from popular songs and wrote new melodies on them, stuff like that, changed the keys, influenced by different kinds of things. As far as the form goes, I think most of them are three-part forms, which is that for the musicians out there, there's three parts in a sonata form, and you basically play the first part that is A B B, the first two, and then it goes back to A, and C C, the third part, and back to A, and you end it. So it's like the song's 3 minutes long and it's over. Most of the songs are kind of like this 2 to 3.5 minute length, 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. So it's not there is improvisation in the music, but this is not jazz 100%. It's influenced by jazz, but there when I play it live, it's different than the record. Like we're gonna play the show tomorrow night. I'm playing in Silverlake Conservatory music, a big concert with not 10 musicians all together with myself, string quartet and everything. We're gonna open up some of the forms and people can take solos and things like that. But for the recording, I didn't like stretch out as much because it's just harder to do a record where everybody's taking a solo on it all the time. So
Yeah.
I kind of kept the show to, one or two solos, but in the show we'll stretch out a little bit. So live is different than the recording. And also the sheet music is interesting. Like I made this time I did like a whole book project of the same songs that are in the CD. So um I'm really proud of the book because it's just like I did something beyond, which is after the CD was done, I had it mixed and mastered, and I redid the book
Oh,
to go with the way it was actually recorded. So the book, that's kind of like nerd level 25, whatever. I just wanted it to be like kind of like, oh, I wanted the book to stand alone. And why do you make a book anymore? Well, this is kind of, I want this music to be played like in a jam session. I mean, the cool thing about the music, you write songs and no one ever plays them except for you, and they die with you. So I'm trying to leave a little bit of a legacy of my work, and it's very traditional. If you like the style of music, it's really fun, and so I have some music. I did these kind of things, a little bit more production. I just want to record my music while I'm alive. What's wrong with that?
I like that idea, actually. I think it's a really good idea to for your originals to come out with a book. I have a little book that I made, but I don't really promote it at this point. But yeah, I think a songbook is really nice, especially when you are involved in jam sessions and you can pull it out. It's great, you know. Sorry, choro.
Yes.
I did learn that at Brazil camp.
It says the
Two
video
different
ended.
meanings.
Is that true? The video ended? It says
Nope,
here. Oh,
it's
okay.
not.
Mine. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. My video's still going on Facebook, so
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
it's okay. So anyway, like choro, I always hear the is that I'm not sure what the question is. Is it necessary? Is it always the case? Is that kind of part, not of course those notes, but is that kind of the thing about choro?
Boy, that's a good question. Not sure. Okay, the best way I can describe it with your question is the music is in 2/4. Okay, most music, American music, jazz is in 4/4.
Right.
The subdivision in jazz is eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I'm playing, well, look at this, I have a piano. So if I'm playing a jazz song, 1, 2, 3.
We don't really hear it, but
Oh,
that's okay.
well, anyway, if I'm playing shorter, it'd be like uh so 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. It's so the subdivision is basically
Huh.
16th note. So you
Yeah.
have, it's like American funk music where it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So it starts with that. And the accents are E 1 E and a 2 E and a 1.
Okay. Yeah.
On the end of 1 E and of 2 E and a 1.
Right. I see.
They have this kind of swing to the music.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that answers your question, but I tried.
Yeah. I mean,
But
like Ginga had a choro that he wrote. He called it a choro, but it was kind of like Louisa. It was not at all like a kind of a dance and that kind of a subdivision, I don't think. I'm gonna have to look at the song again and just see, but he called it a choro, so I'm not sure. Maybe people have different kind of slightly
uh-huh.
different concepts of what a choro is. I have a few questions for you, or have you been answering them? From Taylor.
I'm looking here at the chat here, see if I can read it. I don't want to look away from the camera, but there's a computer and a camera. I'm just kind of multitasking here.
Yeah, I mean, he
Uh,
asked you what kinds of external elements influence your writing, and you said
yeah,
hiking in the mountains, for instance, and
yeah.
yeah, and um,
So I
and
love I don't know. Music is craft. Music isn't magic. I mean, I think if we come down to it, you're not gonna create music without some kind of developing a habit of writing and
yeah,
doing it on a regular way. Like if we have so many things to do in our life, but writing doesn't seem to. It's not going to happen unless you schedule it in your time. So I'm not doing it now, but I have these periods where like, okay, I'm going to write music, and I have my weekly calendar. And I go, okay, Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm going to write from 10 to 11,
yeah,
and I don't allow myself to practice or look at Facebook or look at anything else. I take a piece of paper and I write the first idea that I have. And I've written a lot of music over the years. Um, More of like a songwriter than like a, major orchestral thing. Like there is some kind of string quintet on the record. But I
Oh,
do, yeah, on the last track of the album is a string quintet. But I mostly think of myself as like a tunester, and looking at music as a something you do over time, and it's just something like if I am an artist and I'm a painter and I have to paint a lot of paintings, and if I want to be a composer I have to compose a lot of it's just like a scrapbook, and you write your ideas in it. I still old fashioned where I write with a pencil and paper on notebook, and then later I copy that into Finale. So I
yeah,
still think the essence of what I want to do can capture with a pencil, which is old school.
yeah. Well, and so these songs, let's just talk about the CD release. First of all,
Yep.
I'm going to be there, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be at the Silverlake Conservatory tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And that is generally, where is that?
Okay, the corner of Vermont and Hollywood Boulevards. It's Los
Oh,
Feliz. They
okay.
had a building in the Sunset Junction for many years, 15 years, and they moved. They bought a building right near Vermont and Hollywood Boulevard. But that's where you know what's a big landmark there? The Barnstall Art Gallery is
Yeah,
on the hill, right there. So it's just a block away from that.
cool. And are these people going to be there or somebody else?
Most of these people are going to be there. Yeah, the musicians are Wesley Amarin, who's a amazing Brazilian guitarist who plays
He
seven string guitar.
is. I've heard him
And
at
he,
Kulak's actually.
yeah, I love him. And he's gonna be there. I have a colleague, Eva Scow. She's a mandolin player, a young woman who I know from years ago playing with David Grisman and Mike Marshall at the Mandolin Symposium. And she just moved to LA from Fresno, and she's a rock and jazz player. She just did a tour in Armenia with Bardan,
Uh-huh.
and she's up and coming. I can't wait. I think she's gonna take over. She's
I
I'm a
think
mandolin player, but I'm
yeah,
a fan of hers. Yeah.
I think I
So I
know her.
have,
I think I've seen her several times.
and then of course John Leftwich is going to be there on the bass, and we record in his studio in the valley there, and he helped me produce the record, and he's I respect him so much. He's got great big picture ideas, mixing and orchestration and arranging, and he's just a good guy to have on my side. And
Yeah,
he's a solid bass player. And I'm so glad he's going to be there. He brings kind
yeah.
of like a real tradition of good musicianship, right? So good. And then I have two percussionists, two flutists. One wasn't enough. So I have Clarice Cass and Ben Rempel, the percussionist. They both played on the record. And I have Faye Roberts and Rumi
Yeah,
Inoue. She's a Japanese woman,
yeah. She's really
and
wonderful.
incredible. And Faye has a band for 25 years, or at least in LA, called Charangoa,
Oh,
and they play charanga music, Cuban music. And she went to Cuba and studied with them, and we're buddies for years. And she comes to the jam sessions, the choro thing. And when I wrote a song called Salsa Samba 20 years ago or something, I mixed some Cuban part with the Brazilian part in the same song. So it goes back and forth like two neighbors fighting, the Cuban one and the Brazilian one, back and forth. So it was really cool to be able to have her record on it, because we have super history with playing Cuban music. And then Pablo Mendez is a he was in the band with us, and he's a teacher at the school, and I asked him to come and play on this song with us, as well as the string quartet. So I hear some noise.
oh, that's probably some me, and I don't really know exactly what it is, so it doesn't really matter. I'm
Okay.
trying to I'm trying to put your information into Facebook, but I guess I don't do it correctly. But anyway, we'll see. Comment, insert. Yeah, I'm trying to insert. I'm gonna write down. What can I do? Could you
Yes. What would
send
you like me to do?
could you send
On
me
the
a chat and give me the URL for um, buying a ticket for tomorrow?
I'll put it right here in our chat, in our group chat. Yes, right now.
And then
Of
I can copy and paste that on
course.
Facebook. And
It's on an event. It's on Eventbrite. So, oh, here it is. So copying it. I'm gonna see how quick I can be. Here it goes.
I mean, I
Did it?
have it. I think I have it. Thank you. I think I have it. I don't see it on chat. Did you hit send?
I did.
Okay. Come on, baby.
I hope it's there.
I'm not getting it.
We're dealing with 2020 technology. Come on, people. Facebook. I I'll refresh it.
Oh,
That's
you
funny.
put it on Facebook. I thought you were putting it in my private chat. Fine, I did get it.
Oh, cool.
Okay, good. So, yeah. So tomorrow night, Saturday night, 8 to 10, Saturday, September 9th, 2023. And it's really, it's great. It's great music, very joyous. Although I'm sure
Yes.
there's some sad ballad, right?
Oh, well, on the record, I was fortunate enough to contract Anat Cohen, who's a
Yeah.
fabulous clarinet player. She plays on the album on clarinet. And Faye's gonna. I wasn't able to bring her, but I have Faye's gonna play the tenor saxophone on a song I wrote called "Into the Choro Sphere," and it's kind of like a little bit more of a slower paced choro with lots of. It's funny when you slow down the choros; these 16th notes become like little flowers. They blossom. Melodies just sound like so. You're able to finesse them and play them beautifully, and not rush through them, but just like each phrase becomes a chance to express some deep emotion,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
I was
It
gonna let me
really,
just finish. I'll tell you about the musicians before I forget because
okay.
I didn't finish. There's more musicians. It's just so I was gonna say I have two flutists and then I also have a cellist coming tomorrow. Peter Jacobson, who's my son's cello teacher. He plays a lot with Paul Livingstone. He plays a lot of Indian and Eastern style music on the cello, and he's an improvising guy. And we've been practicing for a while. I've been practicing the show with everybody separately. Like I
Oh,
got together and working with people, and I had a dress rehearsal Wednesday night. So it's with Paul, and then I also have let's see, so two flutes, Paul, Pedro. Yeah, that's it. There's lots of people. I just don't want to forget anybody, but the record itself features Anat Cohen, Douglas Laura, who's an amazing guitar friend of mine. It has Catherine Bent. She's a Berkeley professor who plays cello, and she loves choro like me. So there's like a I'm trying to bring the music into. I was trying to do like a larger production. Everybody can do trios and quartets, but to feature different musical instruments, it's so refreshing. You listen to a recording, and it's like, oh, there's a trump, there's a clarinet, and there's a cello, and there's string quartet. So uh, I was just trying to feature the violin in that canvas. That's a part of the sound, and I play mandolin as well on the album in several tracks. Tomorrow I'll play mandolin a little bit, but mostly I have a mandolin that's coming, which is Eva Scal. So also the violin that I play isn't just a violin; it's a six-string mandolin. I'm gonna get it to show you guys. So I had an instrument custom made by Eric Aceto. He's got this company Ithaca Strings, and I went to his place in New York and picked this up. I'll show you guys. It's a six-string with a falcon and the scroll. Look at
oh,
that.
yeah.
It's
Cool.
not just a violin, but it's got low string. So fa is F, do is C, like do re mi fa so, and then lin violin. So you have fa do and then lin. That's what it's called. So it's a six-string violin. I'll be playing this tomorrow. Let me just show you guys a little out of tune.
Do you have your original sound on, Ted?
I don't know how to do that. How would I do that? All
Okay,
right.
I'm going to walk you through. If it's not up on the left, sometimes it says original sound for musicians. No? Go
I'm
down.
I'm on the phone. Okay, I'm here.
Oh, you're on your phone. I don't think the phone has that availability, or it's not easy. If you go into that little caret next to the mute sign, do you have a little caret next to the microphone sign anywhere?
Uh, I'm looking. Doesn't sound very good?
Well, I can't hear the violin.
Oh, okay. I can take off my headset. Hold on.
That might help.
Can you hear me better?
Play a little?
No.
Oh.
1 second, please. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna put this away, the ear set, and then maybe you can hear it.
It's all these little tricks, right? Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
How about now? Yes or no?
I can hear you, but can you hear
I
me?
don't hear you.
That sounded better, right?
No.
I heard, oh, he can't hear me anyway.
I'm not really hearing you either. So, okay, it works with the headphones, and
Yeah, can you
that's
hear
what we
me
got.
now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the future, if you want to do something like that, I think you have to use your computer, not the phone.
I tried. I couldn't download I was gonna use it, and it said that anyway. I tried to download the new app or the new
Yeah.
version, and it wouldn't let me do it. So this
Oh,
was what we got. Yeah.
well, anyway, I did hear a lower sound. So it's added on the bottom, the strings, or
Yeah. There's two low strings.
yeah, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a beautiful concert, and I hope some people are coming. I am starting to have some ticket sales like right now, which is good, and it's uh it's gonna be on time. It's gonna start at 8. It's not Toshigondo. It's gonna be 8 o'clock because it's a school. It's a school, and they want to close at a reasonable hour. And
Right, right. What number recording is this for you?
this is my 11th album. They're not on Spotify because of the way that they label things, but yeah, that was my 11th one. I have 12. I was listening to today. I recorded 2 more albums at John's house, and I'm listening to this. That one. I'm working on a record with Douglas Lohr as a guitarist, just a duo,
Oh,
and
cool.
playing Villalobos music and music by Garoto and some of our original songs. And it's
Nice.
already recorded, so we're just checking that out. It's a little early because I have to get through this show, and then I can start working on the next one. But you know how it is.
I
I
do,
just
I
want to
do.
just want to keep going forward, and I'm hoping. I'm trying to get some touring too with this project. I'd like to go to the Northwest, go to the East Coast, and go to get around a little bit, bring a little group with me, or
Yeah,
hire local musicians, and do a series of shows this next year with this album because it's
I have I'm working on something. I'm not sure if I'm capable of really following through on it for the No Net, but I'll send it to you. It's South Arts Grant, and they grant money for touring artists like you and me, and for each quarter. So it's pretty cool. I will send you the
okay.
information. Yeah, you'll be happy about that. Um,
Sure.
and knowing you probably can figure out all the necessary figuring outs. Let's see.
I'm checking in the chats here, so people couldn't hear it. I'm sorry. Well, if you come to the show, I'll play for you guys.
Well,
I
Joyce can't come because she's in Seattle.
oh, I see. Well, listen to the record. It's perfect. It's ready to go. And now, like I tried to do something different this time, which was I hired a publicist, and I hired a social media person,
Yeah.
Holly Cooper, and I hired Lisa Steele to like try to get reviews. Every other time I made records, I just like put it out, and then it just goes like this, crashes. So this time I tried to build it up for 2 months of just like it's done, I have it. But then I was just like trying to get reviews, and I've been getting a lot of reviews and stuff. You ever wonder how movies have 4 stars or 5 stars before they even release them? Inside business secret. You have to pre-release it and send it to the people to write about it. And so I took some. This is the first time in my 11 records that I ever got reviews on my albums, and I'm finally like learning that's what you're supposed to do, right?
I like
So
that, like, how people do reviews and radio. I if I have to do one, I'm going to do reviews because reviews last forever, you know. Radio is like quick, you know. And it's good, but you have to continue to put yourself on radio and not like 3 years apart, but continue. So this is definitely like um, reviews are great, and Holly does a great job, and it's just great to have reviews, I think.
yeah. Well, I just ran here from Sergio Milanchenko's show at KPFK. I was like
Yeah.
did a radio interview and it was very nice. And now I'm here with you and I'm thrilled. I look at my Instagram thing and it's like I have 1,700 followers. I'm like, well, that's it's either think it's a lot or it's nothing. Cause I look at people who have millions and I have people have, like, I guess, I'm just doing my thing. And there's bigger, just like if you play tennis, there's people better, and you play chess, there's people that are going to kick your butt. And, life's just full of, lots of people. And what I discovered is that I just want to find my people, the people who like what I do. It doesn't have to be the 99% of the population. It could be 0.1%. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just want to find the people who like what I do and play for them. I'm not trying to be Taylor Swift or anything. I just want to play the music I like and have fun and be with friends and write my songs and try to have humility in this world. This whole thing is such a rat race that it's good that I really love what I do and I want to play because it's fun for me and it's
Yeah.
just this is what I want to do. There's no real pitch except for
Yeah.
the
I
music's
hear you.
great. The
Yeah.
music's just so fun and
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be anybody. I'm not. I love having people around me that I want to spend time with in the band and that I play with their bands and it's just so cool to be part of a community is what I'm trying to say. This thing is a community that I like. You have your jazz community that you've kind of developed over years, jam sessions, the Sportsman's Lounge, and different places you've been, and I'm trying to create community here too with the LA Choro Club. We get together and talking about the Choro Club. So this music that we're playing tomorrow from 11 to 2 in Los Angeles, we get together the second Saturday of the month. This group that I formed called the LA Choro Club.
Yeah.
And basically, we just read through tunes. Musicians come, and their girlfriends and wives and husbands and people. And they bring their picnic and potluck and walk up to see the lake and Peanut Lake on top of the mountain. And we play through tunes. We do this for about 5 years now, and it's so fun just to get together without a gig and just play for fun. But I'm doing a special edition tomorrow where I want to show some of these songs that I wrote with this. I was showing this book. This is a book that I made. And I think my favorite thing is it doesn't have a spiral. Like, finally got rid of the spirals. Ugh, I hate spirals in books. I just don't want them. So I finally found a way to get it. Looks like a real book you would want to buy. With a spiral, it looks like you got it at Kinko's or Staples or something. But this looks like published book. So we have these books, and we're gonna play through the tunes, and then we'll do a regular jam session. And everyone's invited. And it's free, and just bring a chair and a music stand. It's at it's Ernest Depps Park, 11 to 2 p.m. And we have an Instagram. It's called LA Choro Club. Same with Facebook. So if you ever want to come and just hang out, just listen. It's really fun. A lot of people do. Over the last 5 years, I've had lots of people come and play or listen. And the idea is just like, looking for an activity. How cool is it to go to the park and be around beautiful trees and, kick a ball and have some food and talk and listen to music. It's basically what I did. I lived in Brazil, Cathy, for like 8 years.
Right.
And while I was there, they did this all the time. This is not weird. This is just like people get together and they play music, whether they're good or bad. Everybody's included. It doesn't matter how good you are. And the good people carry the bad people. Or, if you don't know how to play anything, you get an egg and you shake it. And if playing music should be part of our culture. Even if you're not a professional, we should be singing and playing and enjoying life with music, and music. I was reading, I don't know where I read somewhere online yesterday, that music is kind of like this invisible emotion that we express. It's like mathematics or science. It's not really entertainment as much as we're not entertainers. We're expressing deep feelings, and for ourselves even, not just for the audience, but the expression. You're playing music, and it's so gratifying to be alive when you're playing and share that with people. And I get really excited about my choro jams and the community that would come together to share beautiful music. So anyway, a little promotion about the LA Choro thing at the park. And it's, if you can't make it 1 month, okay, go the next month. If you don't make it 4 months and you want to go once, go. It's there. It's just kind of ongoing. That's the thing that I'm also trying to partner up with the Eagle Rock at the Jamie's Church, the St. Barnabas. I'm going to start doing a shoulder thing there or a full hall thing there. I talked to them. They have a second building,
Yeah,
and we're in like the works of having like a Brazilian event there.
cool.
So I'm just trying to get through this gig tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do some more community stuff there, maybe even lessons and things
Yeah,
like that for adults. Yeah.
that
So
would be good. I think that's a really good thing because it's, as you said, it's about the community, and that's what he's working towards always.
yeah, we're both like, I think that the life is about creating events and doing things. If you think about it, if you're just waiting for stuff, there's nothing to do. Well, maybe it's time for you to do something, right? I mean, it's time for you to have a show at your house, and it's time for you to be the impetus, to be the person that has. So I have a gig like the last Saturday of the month at the 1881 bar, a Brazilian night too.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So people know the last Saturday of the month they can see me playing at 1881, and the second Saturday in the day they know they can see me at the park in Highland Park playing
Yeah.
LA Shoto Club. And so I'm making myself available to the public
Yeah, that's
to spread
great.
the word. And
So
I'm trying to do more.
the 1881 for you, for those of you in LA is it's a pretty small bar in Pasadena, very in a very unpopulated area, and it's cool to just go in and hang out, have a drink. You have to bring in food because they don't really have food, and but it's really casual, nice, nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bar, is what it is. It's like a perfect, classy dive bar.
I was going to say classy,
It's
but then
it's
you said
it's
classy
nice.
dive bar.
Basically, it's a really nice dive bar. It's like nice art, and they just painted it, and it's a cute, cozy corner, but it's not fancy. I say that with love because it's a real pub. Basically, these people from England that own it, and it's got this kind of English pub vibe, and it's clean and it's nice and it's good music. It's just sometimes bars get a little bit too fancy with the furniture and the lighting and every bar that has a TV set though, that's kind of hard for musicians. They turn it off when we play. But the it's not elegant, but it's definitely artistic and a good place to hear some music. They have great jazz there, like you said. Wednesdays and Fridays they have a jazz thing going on,
Yeah,
which is
and
fantastic.
Saturdays, because I think I
Oh
sang
yeah,
Saturday with Joel Taylor, right?
yeah. He does a Friday thing for about 2 years
Oh,
now. Friday,
Friday.
yeah,
I guess I did it on
yeah.
a Friday. I felt like a
And
rock
so
star. I was
I
singing
see
with
this.
Pat Morrow and Ahmet and Joel.
Cool.
I felt like a rock
I'm looking.
star.
I'm looking at the comments here. Uh, just for a second here. Thank you. Yeah, see, Dan Davila just posted about the Shoto club, and thanks. And there's a question here about my three favorite records. That's a tough one because it changes. I'll tell you things I've been listening to lately. I listened to Jean-Luc Ponty's King Kong record, playing the
Huh.
music of Frank Zappa. Mind blowing. Like Frank Zappa was an incredible composer, and I love that record. Jean-Luc's playing his music. It's so good.
Huh.
I've been listening to Chick Corea's last album. Uh,
The Spanish
it's,
one?
yeah, boy, it's so good.
That is
One of
gorgeous. There's a video of that whole
the
thing.
Spanish Heart.
It's
Yeah, and
beautiful.
I know Carlitos Opuerto. I've worked with him over the years, and he's in the band. And boy, that's a great recording. I mean, I'm just listing some things I'm listening to lately.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else. I miss Chick. I'm so sad. I saw him at the Royce Hall right before he passed away. Went there to see his show, and he turned around and he sat in the chair and he's like telling jokes to the audience. He didn't look. I didn't know he was sick. He didn't. No one knew, right? I mean,
No, he didn't
it
even
was,
know.
oh, he didn't.
No,
I didn't.
no.
Uh, so let's see. I've listened to a lot of Brazilian music. Um, I really like Milton Nascimento's music. He's
Yeah.
kind of an incredible songwriter, composer. That Clube de Esquina, short, number one and two are just classic, and anything but Djavan's really beautiful Brazilian pop music. I like uh, I like a lot of things, but that's just a couple of things. I'm into jazz and Brazilian music basically, and even though I play violin, I don't listen to a ton of violin players. I mean, Jean-Luc is kind of the one of the few. I don't think of myself as a violinist as much as a like an instrumentalist because
Yeah.
I play a lot of instruments, and I try to sing through whatever instrument I'm playing, and I play the violin the most time. And this record, I'm really trying to come out as like, yeah, I'm violin. Like, I know there's so many great violin players in the world, and I just do my thing, and just try to play with the heart. And so, uh, yeah, I'm just thrilled to be able to have a concept. This thing about being self-realized in your lifetime is really important, to me. Like to have an idea and take the steps necessary to make it happen. From the book to the CD, I have shirts and I make, I'm kind of had this kind of self-realization that I needed to do something and no one's going to do it for me. And I'm not going to, no, the phone's not going to ring and say, hey, Ted, where's your album? Here's $1 million. Go make your album. Come on, man. So I realized that that life is just about what you make of it. And if you have the means to pay for it and you can do it, you won't remember the money. You'll remember the memories. I mean, life is about memories, right? Making things happen. And your best treasure is basically is the things that you can remember the good times of your life. I don't think money has anything to do with it. It's to do with you know, your memories of that you create. I mean, that's at this point in our life, we have to create the new memories that we want to live. Does that make any
Yeah.
sense? We
Yeah,
want to
that's
go,
good.
you want to be who you have an idea. You better take steps to make that happen because the sandals turn upside down, man, and time's running out. And
Yeah.
it sounds sad, but it's just reality. I mean, I have projects I want to do, and I want to travel, and I want to make records, and I hope somebody's going to contract me one day. I can have a booking agent. I won't have to do everything myself and pay for everything myself. But if not, I'm still going to do it. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm not
Yeah.
lazy. I'm a go-getter.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Yeah. Well, this is a subject I've been talking about a lot with a lot of people. Last night I did a gig. Um, I suddenly realized that's what cracks me up is I'll suddenly realize an idea, and it's like, oh, why didn't I do that before? Okay, I'll do it now. So I decided to do a series, once a month series at Kulak's of me doing either songs I haven't performed. I call it new songs, but songs I haven't performed or songs that have been sitting in my book feeling very lonely, for a long time. Like, hi, do you want to play me? And I'm like, no, not tonight, and then the next time it's
It's
like,
interesting.
how about tonight? No, it's not the right gig. So anyway, I had John Leftwich and Gary Fukushima and
I
Aron
saw I saw a little bit.
Sunday.
I saw I watched
Oh,
I watched a
cool.
bit
Well,
online.
it
It was
was so
streaming.
much fun. It was great. And then, of course, well, Aron kind of ran out because he was exhausted from his teaching day. But Gary and John, we were talking about this. I mean, I always talk about it anyway. But yeah, like John played, I invited the musicians to play, some songs of theirs too that they wanted to see how they sounded. John played a beautiful song. And I was like, how about you doing a record? And he said, nah, I don't care. I'd rather come and do your gigs or other people's gigs and have fun and not worry about, like all the administrative stuff. You know what I mean? And thanks, Joyce. And um, yeah, and it's, I mean, the thing is, it's for me, it's about being in the moment and feeling as connected to the force, the force, as as much as possible, and and like last night we were talking about the like playing music and moving forward in music is basically being connected to God, you know. And so um yeah, it feels good. I mean, I can't imagine not doing it. I
Well,
just
music
can't
has
imagine.
a function. I was trying to say, like, there's it's kind of like this invisible things that you can't see, and feelings that you can express with that. If you close your eyes, there's it's not. It's art. It's interesting, different than art, like painting, where every day I have a painting up on the wall and I can look at it and I can be reminded of it, and I can look. I get the painting because it's there. But music only happens when you listen to it. When you don't listen to it, it's just your memory of it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So
Ah, sorry, somebody's calling me on something. This sounds like a Facebook.
Skype sounds like Skype.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see who it is. He's just trying me. Dan had sent me a link to your gig at St. B's, so that's that's good.
But we played that. That already happened. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to set up another one. We lost a dear friend this last month, and he
Oh,
was
yeah, I forgot about
Colin.
that.
I'm mentioning it because the truth is he was like one of my best friends for many years, and it's his fault that choro's in LA because he and I partnered up when I first moved here, and we started playing together for fun, just two friends. And he was really not. He was an amazing musician who didn't work as a musician. He was an amateur, loving Colin Walker. He loved music, and he didn't really look at it as a.
Excuse me, was he the second guy at the Bar Fedora gig? Do you
I
remember?
imagine
There was another guy who was he playing violin or what was
he was a guitarist. He's a guitarist,
guitar? Oh, okay. There
but
was another guy who was playing at that Bar Fedora with you. He was tall.
no, no, that's not him.
Oh, okay.
Um, but anyway, what I mentioned Colin because he this thing about creating community started with him, but then I put together this LA Shoto thing, and it's just like if you have a nerdy pastime that you go exploring the internet for old recordings and old sheet music, and let's get together and play at my house, and nobody it's just like things that people do that are musicologists, or somebody who's an archaeologist, or he did that with mountains too. He was exploring the mountains and he was like putting together old trails and curious about the history of Los Angeles and curious about, how things connected. And he was like that with music. And he sent me links of check out these old recordings from Jaco de Bandoline from a jam session at someone's house. And there's like 10 hours of music. And let's learn how to play this one song on that recording. Like very just beautiful. He fell in love with music. I mean, we all need to fall in love with music, and feel like connected because it moves us and it turns us on, makes us feel happy to do it. So unfortunately he's on the record on four of the songs, and he had some kind of hiking accident and disappeared. And they found him 12 days later. But we're gonna I'm gonna remember him always, and in a good way. The memories, it's funny, death is like gives you like this sadness, but you realize you had such good memories with somebody that you're gonna think of them positively, because they never got old, they never were in the hospital, they never saw them pass away. It's like they disappeared in the air. So it's this kind of disbelief
Yeah.
going on, Anyway, going back to the fun, happy, there's a really good variety of music on the record of with Colin and with other musicians, and I could try to play again. Someone asked. I'll just play, see if you can hear it.
I only hear the beginning. Whoops, now I hear a little.
There's a real low note.
Nice moves though.
You can't hear it. It
We
doesn't come through,
it's
huh?
there's sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So
That's
it's
all right.
Yeah,
That's okay. Yeah, anyway, it looks pretty, isn't it pretty? That's all you
it's
say. Look at that
beautiful.
bird. There's a bird on there's a bird.
It's beautiful. Hey, I don't want to take you
Um,
longer than you need to
yeah,
be, right?
my I'm gonna have to go. My son just arrived on a school bus. So thank you so much,
Okay.
Kathy.
Thanks, Ted. I'll see you tomorrow. And if you're in LA, everybody, come on along. Thanks,
Okay,
Ted.
thank you again. Bye.
Bye. Bye. You can leave, and then I'll stay and I'll just tell people. So Ted has, if you're in LA, the last Saturday of every month at Bar 1881 in Pasadena, and then the second Saturday of the month is his choro club, and that is in Deb's Park in LA, and you can always message him somewhere and find out a little bit more detail. And then you can buy his record, Almost There, or you can listen on Spotify. It's very joyous and wonderful. I must say, I went to Brazil camp a few weeks ago in California, and where Ted had taught there before, and just a bunch of joyous people, just having a great time learning the music, and it's a great culture to get involved with. So there you go. So, these days I'm not really doing too many live interviews, but I do have one coming up next week on Wednesday, September 13th, a regular 12 to 2 interview with Jerry Fialka, who actually interviewed me, and God, it was a fun interview. I hope mine's as fun for him. He had a huge list of questions, and they were great, funny, great questions. I just had a great time with that. He has this podcast. Well, trying trying to think of what it was called. I'm going to tell you so you can check it out before. Okay, so Jerry Fialka. Uh, what is it called? Um, Gosh, hmm. I'm looking. It's really interesting, but it's funny. It doesn't just kind of list the name of his podcast. Oh, he worked for Frank Zappa too. I'm gonna really have to find out so I can ask him some great questions. um, yeah, strange questions. Yeah, let's see. Well, anyway, look it up. Jerry Fialka. He's a really interesting guy. And so that'll be next Wednesday if you're into an unusual noontime hang. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff happening. I won't go into everything, but I will say, why don't you look on my website, CathySegal-Garcia.com, and there's a lot of interviews. I mean, my noontime hang interviews are just listed there, and there's a bunch of events coming up, and not many workshops. I did a spurt of workshops. I do have a scat lab if you guys are interested in scatting. That's next week, and just all kinds of stuff happening. A few gigs. Paul Jost is coming into town from the East Coast, the great singer Paul Jost. He's coming in at the end of September, and we're going to do a few gigs. So there you go. That's it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen, have a great day. And that's it. Bye.